Hi, how you guys doing? This is Makisi here back for another video where I continue my challenge in doing a video every day for the month of August. Today is the 16th, so of course this is my 16th video so far for the challenge. Before I start talking about today's video, I just wanted to just talk about the video I did yesterday with Aziza. So while it was a new video because that's the first time I did it with someone, we were also testing out a new webcam, and what I did though, or what I forgot to do, was switch off the using the computer's mic, the laptop's mic, and not the webcam's mic, which is why the audio in that particular video was a little distorted. Also, for this particular video, I do have the fan on. It's really hot tonight, so if you're hearing a little bit of a humming in the background, that is what it is. But at least we have no birds chirping or dogs. All right, so getting that out of the way, let's talk about we want to talk about today, and it has to do with power. What's your power? What's your talents? What are you good at? So when I was coming up with today's vlog, I was actually looking at a video on Netflix with starring Jamie Foxx called Project Power, and it actually also featured, even though it was a short snippet, of a gentleman who I really enjoy the way he does his videos and vlogging. The guy by the name of Casey Neistat. So if you have on YouTube, just look at Casey Neistat and all his videos. I think he does a really good job, and it shows the passion that he would have had from years and years of doing videos and showing himself on video. And I think he is maybe one of the best people, or a good person to kind of model toward getting into putting yourself in front of a camera and just really showing how you can make your life and the things you do interesting. Be that as it may, the concept behind the movie was basically the military or somebody was was using. They found a way to weaponize getting powers from different animals. They were genetically the powers or features or characteristics or abilities of animals, and somehow tying that into humans so you could do certain things that animals could do. So say how an octopus could camouflage itself in its environment, or you have animals that either have super strength or super speed, just different little powers. So in the movie, the concept behind the movie is that you take this capsule and it would allow you to merge those particular powers with your body for up to 5 minutes. And in it, one of the other gentlemen who was in the movie, I forgot his name. His body could, it was almost bulletproof in a type of way. So he had a hard exterior, maybe that closer to, don't know what type of animal that would have been. If it was like, say, maybe a hyper rhino or something like that. But Jamie Foxx's his character's ability was one where was it a pistol shrimp or something like that. But anyway, what it would do is that it would vaporize the water around itself, where if there was an animal next to it, the heat that it would give off or emit would basically burn or roast or toast or boil or whatever these other animals around it as well. Anyway, it was a decent movie. I think with respect to the whole powers thing, maybe The Boys on Amazon TV is a better one. But I digress. It had me thinking about, what are my powers? I say powers, talents. And what are your powers? And I know normally when we look at these particular areas, there are some couple of questions that we would try to ask ourselves, as in if we wanted to clearly identify that. And the first one would normally be, what comes naturally? What do you know, if I just had to just go from the top of my head, or start engaging with individuals, or sometimes talking to myself, or what does my search history on YouTube say, or something like that? You know, what are the common things that seem to always be coming up whenever I'm most comfortable or most knowledgeable in a particular area? Like, what is that? And then you marry that with what you're good at. So it always looks at what comes naturally, and then you look at merging those particular things. So I started to think about myself, and I realized that okay, so what am I good at? And like I said before, I love to talk. I definitely love to talk. And merged with that is a desire to help people. So I then started to assess myself and see, okay, where in the past I would have done those things to kind of see, okay, or realize that maybe this is where I believe my powers lie. So the two examples are clearly kind of linked me or guided me to believing that that's my particular power. Was that one of the first things is if you guys look at my YouTube channel, you would realize that, excuse me, the video that I have with the upload that I have with the most views is actually a video I did where I was showing people how to find alternative ways to view either TV shows or movies on the internet. And that to date is still my number one most viewed, even though it's like maybe 200 views or something like that. It still is the one that I realized I got the most views, but at the same time, the reason it got there is because from a long time ago, I definitely got into that particular environment or sector or just community. That's the word I'm looking for, community, where I found that alternatives, different other things you could do to find ways to watch content on TV, one, on computer, and then two, that there was a large community, other individuals who wanted to do the same. And I got satisfaction in sharing that information with individuals. And at the same time, it required me, which is one of the key steps in this entire process, it required me in being knowledgeable in the area. So from either going on different chat groups on Reddit or different groups on Discord servers, YouTube videos, researching and looking at content providers in those particular areas, XBMC or Kodi, whatever the case might be, the Roku box, the Apple TV boxes, the WD TV Live, even my NVIDIA Shield TV, which I have now. All of those things put me in an environment where, yes, I had the desire to do it, but I then needed to find the content to be knowledgeable enough to inform myself firstly and then to help individuals. So that's one aspect where I realized, okay, definitely I could help individuals. And the other area, when I looked at the examples, I would have done at my workplace, in my office there, I remember I did a workshop for some colleagues in my department and another department on the ease of using Microsoft Excel and getting them more comfortable in using Excel as a tool and definitely expanding what they will do and the powers of Excel. And I remember again going through the process, doing my research on that, and then I remember we did like a lunch break, two lunch periods I believe we did in the office, and I did a training on that, and that's maybe 2 years ago. He had done the training, and still to this day, like one of my colleagues, she'll always remind me, she's like, Macasey, that training that you did was really good. I learned so much, etc. And I always look back at those two different examples, and I'm like, wow, those are areas where I could clearly see, one, there's a desire there, two, it comes easy, or it's not, it's not hard, or I don't feel it's a monumental task to do, and it makes me feel happy. And then what I realized about it too was that even though I wasn't sure if it was my gift or talent, like I asked the individuals close around me. So I asked Nicole, I asked Nick, and she said the same thing. She was like, this is what really works for you. This is what the talents that I see in you. This is what I know you're really good at. And I say that to say too, sometimes where we might not know directly or clearly what our talents may be or what our quote unquote powers would be. Ask individuals who are near to us, who are close to us, who we interact with, or who have a clear idea about us, and sometimes they may be on the button with respect to what it is. So I just wanted to share that with you. I know that it's Sunday, we're getting into Monday, so off of what I'm talking about now, we're going to be going Trinidad and Tobago, that is going into a form of a type of lockdown as a result of our COVID numbers going up. And like as the Prime Minister would have said, and I totally believe that, we have the power, using power again, to either let those numbers continue to rise or to go down. And we do that by again being responsible, by distancing ourselves, by trying to be as clean or cleaning hard, those common areas or surfaces as much as possible, and as well as be having a mask, etc. So I'm always going to, in every vlog, and I'm going to end with it right now, always remember to definitely wear a mask, uh, physical social distance at least 2 arms length or 6 feet, and wash your hands. They say at least 20 seconds. The surface areas that you are accustomed or individuals are accustomed using, make sure to clean them. Counters, cell phones, all of those things, etc. Um, and let's definitely do what we need to do to keep those numbers down and keep ourselves safe. I want to thank you for viewing. I want to thank you for continuing to be on this journey with me. And do have a wonderful evening. And God willing, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Peace.